This year the blue tits are nesting as usual in the bird box on the weeping ash tree. And just 2 meters above them, the starlings are nesting, as they do every year, in a hole in the tree trunk. Raising a brood of nestlings is a very complex thing. The laying of the eggs needs to be timed just right, so that hatching coincides with food. And for baby blue tits, that's caterpillars. Then the incubation needs to be at just the right temperature. It's possible that blue tits fine-tune this to delay or bring on the hatching time, depending, of course, on the availability of the caterpillars. To my mind, it makes them master alchemists. The alchemists of old were portrayed transforming base metal into gold. Carl Jung understood this metaphorically as psychic or spiritual transformation, where the base substances of our being are worked upon, purified and transmuted. The key skill of the alchemist is the mastery of heat or fire. Our material needs to be worked upon with the careful application of heat. The alchemists' ovens didn't measure temperature the way our ovens do. There was no gas mark 6 or 250 degrees C. Rather, they used images to describe heat. You might require a burning heat to reduce everything to ash, or a heat for cooking, or a heat for digestion, or composting. But there is also the heat of incubation. It's not uncommon to hear talk of the need for discipline, structure, and intensity in spiritual practice, and these are all forms of heat. We need heat to transform spiritually. Often we might think of burning up impurities, or perhaps of the need to cook for a while. But we do also need to have access to subtler forms of heat. Sometimes digestion is required, and sometimes incubation. The germination of seeds in the spring is also in this category of incubation. It is the tender, persistent, careful heat that allows seeds to sprout, flower buds to open, or chicks to develop. So it's good to consider what sort of heat you require in your practice. You don't always need to be throwing yourself into the bonfire, burning up in the flames of transmutation. Sometimes what you need is incubation.